Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sexy Astrology for the month of July 2020. Yeah, long overdue. All right, everybody, so here now, the month of July, and next week we'll catch up with August. I have no excuse. I'm late as usual. Oh, hopefully this will hit somebody in the right place. Okay, so the month of July, the month of where is our soul, our collective soul. It's the month of the Patriot and the month of finding our collective American soul. I'm talking mostly to people that are American, but I suppose in the rest of the world we could talk about your own version of your ideal and what it means to be a patriot in your own land. Yes, so the bottom line is here. It's the month of seeing the totality of our lessons and feeling pain, for sure, because this is a painful moment. We're pulling splinters out of our culture. I know this is happening worldwide vis-a-vis racism or values that are white supremacist in nature. And it is a painful time. I don't think everybody feels it consciously up here, but I think what I am feeling in my body is I'm feeling it in my gut. And this shit has got to go. We are in a moment where there's a lot of emotional poverty. So the month of Cancer sees the totality. Cancer is the sign that holds all the elements and can write about it or speak on it. And so the point of what I'm trying to say is like holding all the different thoughts together is a very important moment so that nobody feels excluded. Even the haters, and especially the haters, they need to not feel excluded. But they are not the ones we are listening to. We are listening to the healers and the lovers and holding the world as this giant splinter gets pulled out of our soil. So feeling pain and not running away from the problem. And it's also the month of ultimate and timely solution, because Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn, along with Jupiter, Capricorn is nothing if not a boss and an employer, and he's got you on the clock. She, they, whoever it is, they've got you on the clock. So the important bit about that is that we want to economize our feelings and emotions, and we want to economize so that there is an efficient, quick solution. And I think in the long term there are no quick fixes for the overall social ills that plague our planet with racial and hatred and injustice, all kinds of social injustice, not just against people of color, but against people in general, women, whatever, trans, anybody. But my point in saying this is right now we are at a moment where we can really heal this stuff. So if we, all of us who really care, really pay attention and really work diligently towards the end of healing the collective soul of the world, because it trickles into the environment too. If we don't fix social ills, the environment won't matter. And if we don't fix the environment, we will have no place to sit to fix our social ills. So anyway, so my point is ultimate and timely solutions happening right now. Capricorn has more moral fabric than Aries. So even though they operate a little bit like Aries in that they want to win and they want to come first and they want to make the most money and they want to marry the best looking person, and they are most concerned about their stellar reputation, what also matters to Capricorn is that they have a moral and ethical value. So God willing, this will be what comes out into the universe in many, many ways. And it could even bespeak the beginning of really refunding the police. I don't think they should get rid of them entirely, but refund, like they shouldn't be having SWAT trucks and automatic weapons, and maybe really the very beginning of really and truly fixing the policing laws and mass incarceration. I mean, really, those things can be fixed. It will take some time, but I know that right now we're in a moment where there's a huge opening in the universe to make this change. So we need to understand collectively the relationship between intuition, yours and mine, and the collective unconscious, and how problem solving comes about through small, daily, diligent efforts. Determined efforts lead to big changes. This is Pluto conjunct Saturn. Diligence is daily diligence and tenacity, daily continuous effort. Jupiter is big business, so it's a very fortunate time in a way that it could really affect a mass level. I mean, how huge is Black Lives Matter? It is so huge. I am so grateful. Hire black and brown businesses. Absolutely. Now go. Okay, here now your horoscope. Oh yeah, one more thing about the extra. It is really important for us to focus our energy so that nobody is being petty about how to show up for this, and that nobody tells anybody exactly how to be an ally. I have run into this a lot with my my other career, and it's always surprising to me that, like, good people show up to support and get shot down because they're not doing it is certainly this type of hair splitting way. And I just want to encourage people to let go of hair splitting, control freaky urges. It's a very good time to do that and just see the big picture. Eyes on the prize. Yes, eyes on the prize. We don't want to see young black and brown men and women and children getting murdered by cops anymore. Let's start there. That's a good place, right? God bless you. Yes, so I have to say, I just watched my horoscope and I realized I neglected to mention that with the configuration of Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in Capricorn, we are kind of being forced to examine ourselves on a really deep level, accompanied by this terrible, like, whoa, there's an uncertainty, insecurity out there in the society, the fabric of our world. But yes, excuse me, the heat is really getting to me. I cannot emphasize is the word. I cannot emphasize enough the fact that working really hard on this gut soul level and experiencing possibly, very deep pain. On the other side is this intense, unparalleled relief. I mean, personally myself, I feel extremely relieved that as a white person, I am allowed to care in the way that I feel is important to care, namely talking. That I feel very positive about the fact that finally, after all these years, because I've always felt that, like, especially in the United States, racism is like the ugliest, most severe problem that we've ever had. And aside from the environment kind of ailing, my feeling has always been like, why is it like that? And then because I'm white, I have always felt like, oh my God, I'm not allowed to care because I'm white. And the truth is that of course I'm allowed to care. Of course all white people are allowed to care. And like, honestly, if the light-skinned population doesn't care, then as a collective we're fucked. So I feel like there's an intense relief. But back to the business of how Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto are conjunct in Capricorn, there is a moment where there is an undeniable, like, you have to focus on this issue. And, maybe it's not something to do with race for one particular person or situation. That is the collective whole of what's going on. Maybe it's more in your own personal life. Maybe it's about money. But there's something where you're allowed to really focus and go through it, go through the shift. And so this is nothing short of a huge collective shift that is happening emotionally, spiritually, socially. And it's true, they say silence is not an option. It's true, silence is not an option. But sometimes silence is actually listening and hearing what people are saying out there, because I think this whole issue can be healed really quickly if we just listen to each other. So, all right, back to you.